Hi, this is Susie Istvan from Social Susie Designs, and I want to talk to you about some new free design resources or updates to previous design resources that are pretty much blowing my mind right now. So last year I posted about some free design resources that I use all the dang time. I have a lot of premium design resources. I'm an Adobe addict. And that costs a good amount of money, but but I also, there are some free or super low cost options that I'm really, really crazy about. And I want to show you how some of those work and how you can use some of them in your business. So the first thing I want to show you is this new update to Shutterstock. So Shutterstock is a site that I use. It is not free to purchase pictures, but it's a low-cost option. I actually have a monthly subscription because I use so many of their photos for my design clients. But these tools to sift through the many thousands and millions of photos are free to use and are super cool. So their newest one, a few years ago they came out with, or recently I guess, they came out with Spectrum, which was really cool. And I'll show you that in a second. But that's not the newest thing. The newest thing is Palette, and it's really amazing. So if you go to shutterstock.com/labs and click on Try Shutterstock Palette, and right on my blog below this video I'll have links. And so if you're not familiar with Shutterstock, it's a stock photography website. Stock photography is great for your brand and your business and your blog, but it can also be terrible if you if you don't know how to look for good images, if you end up with the cheesy stuff that everyone has on their blog. This new feature allows you to actually search not just by one color, which is what the Spectrum search was, and that can be accessed right up here. Hopefully, yep, right there. But now you can search by an entire palette. So as you'll see, you can browse through these existing palettes, and if you're like, oh, that looks, really close to my business, I love that. You can click, like let's see, this is a really fun, kind of unusual, vibrant palette. And when you click, you'll see all of these images that match this particular color palette up here. And you may be thinking, okay, well, that's great, but these are super random. And super random can be good. It can give you really great ideas for whatever you're looking for. Everything from, water slides to cake here. We've got all kinds of stuff happening. But you can also use a keyword. So let's say you're specifically looking for a garden. It's going to refine that down a little for you. And obviously some of these are going to be better than others. And then once you're kind of in these, you'll see some, not all, but a lot of these images, a new palette is going to appear underneath because these are similar but not exact matches. So maybe like you love this image and you love this palette. If you click on it, it'll now switch and open up this color palette for you. So this is just a really great fun tool that can be used in not only refining your website imagery, but possibly even refining your website color palette if you want to do the whole thing backwards. So let's try that. So let's clear out the palette. And let's browse for, see, garden is still in here. So let's say you're a nutritionist and you want some vibrant colors mixed with some earthy colors, and you're not sure what your color palette for your site is going to be. You can, let's put in produce, just because sometimes you can get some really beautiful imagery here. Yeah, this is great. Now I can sort of look through and find images I like, and this is going to give me lots of ideas of what my branding color palette could be. So this is a fun way to kind of work backwards. And again, you can click. I like this one. It's a little unusual. And once it comes up, you'll be able to browse through images. And then also here's even more color palette ideas, like maybe you really like this one and this is like where you're going to go. And then once it's here, you can view the image details and open it up in Shutterstock. So that is opening up another window here. Yep, and that's where you can download it or buy it or whatever you want to do and go through your more standard Shutterstock search. One last thing, and then I'll stop going on about this. If you already have a color palette and you don't just want to browse similar ones, you can add a palette. It's a little bit limited, I would say, at this point, and this is brand new, so maybe they'll change this. But at this point, you can't add a hex code. You just have to sort of look for something that's kind of similar to your branding colors. So for Social Susie, I like a blue that's kind of like this, and I like a brown that's, let's go with that. It's a little darker than I usually do. And then I really wouldn't be using produce imagery, so let's put in laptop. That's sometimes a search that works well for me. And there's definitely going to be like some hokey stuff like this one. But there's some stuff in here that, like, once I dug through, I would probably find some good possibilities in here of stuff I could use for, I'm giggling because some of these are silly, but, you know, this is a nice image for an upcoming project. You know, you just have to dig through a little and find what works for your brand and works for you. Okay, so that is Shutterstock Labs palette. So have some fun with that. Set aside some time and enjoy it. The next thing I want to show you is an old standby of PicMonkey, but PicMonkey just added something to their Royale service, and I am so insanely excited about it because this is something I'm definitely going to ask most of my clients to participate in. So Royale is pretty inexpensive. I'll put a link below the video so you can get a free week. I am not an affiliate of PicMonkey. I am a member of Royale. I paid for the upgraded service because it is very inexpensive, and I do use it for times that I don't want to open up Photoshop or Illustrator or do just something quick. If you don't have Photoshop or Illustrator and you're running a business online, you probably want to think about something like the upgraded version of PicMonkey, but again, super low cost. You can do this. All right, so I'm already logged into my account. I'm going to show you this new feature that they've added. So let's edit a photo, and I am just going to choose one of their sample ones for now, but of course you could open your own photo. So this feature that PicMonkey has added is the ability to use any font that you have installed on your computer, and this is huge. This is a really good way to keep your brand consistent from your website to your social media. So what I've done is clicked on the text icon, and you're first going to see all of these fonts that PicMonkey supplies, which is great. It's a fine selection. But what I'm really excited about is if you click on yours, it's going to look in your computer and find all of the fonts, and I have a lot of them, for the most part, that you have installed on your computer, and you're going to be able to use them. And this is huge because this was one really big limitation of PicMonkey. I was sending clients to use a service called Pixlr, which I don't like that much. This makes PicMonkey by far the best low-cost photo editing on the web that I have found. I've heard good things about Canva. I don't know if Canva has this ability, and I just wanted to show you that this is something that PicMonkey now has. So you would click Add Text, and there's all kinds of tutorials on the PicMonkey page. Drag it to where you want it. Maybe I'm going to say make today wonderful, and I want to put that, let's say my brand's font is this Solomon Bold, which is a font I love. Actually, I'm more likely to use this, and then I can put the hex code for the color here, or I can select something from the color editor. That's really ugly. So and then I can adjust the size, and I can do all kinds of stuff here. I can delete it, I can flip it, all that stuff. But this is going to be a great way for you to create social media images, testimonial blocks, buttons for your blog, anything like that. And it's going to have your brand's fonts and colors integrated in. And again, super low cost, and I'll put a link below this video. The final thing I want to show you, this may be something that you need in your business, it may not, and it may be something you use on your actual website, or it might just be something you save for later. But if you've ever been to a website and you want to save the entire thing, like for example, if we were to go to, let's go to simplifyyourbooks.com. Perfect. This is a site of a client of mine who's amazing. Now, I want to show this website in my portfolio or on Pinterest or something like that. But I can't take a screenshot of the whole site at once unless I Google awesome screenshot app. This was a tip that I got from another web designer named Leah Kalamakis, who's amazing, and she tipped me off to this. So there's not actually a website I'm going to send you to because I want you to Google it, and I want you to Google it for whatever browser you use. So I use it in Chrome. You know, you can Google awesome screenshot app for Firefox or whatever you're using. Install it on your computer, on your browser, and it shows up right here. So when you're on the page that you want to take the screenshot of, you click this browser button, and you can choose if you want to take a picture of what you have, a selected area, but what's really cool is it'll capture the entire page. So it's capturing it, perfect, and this is what it looks like. So I can click done, and there is my image of the whole page, and it can do really long ones too, so if you ever have one of those websites that you kind of love the whole thing, and there's no way to capture a screenshot. This is such an awesome tool to use, and you can save it. Now, this just isn't just for designers who need things for their portfolio. I will frequently capture an entire page of information that I want to save onto Pinterest. You can save it right onto your computer. You can add it to Google Drive. You can do this other stuff. You can also, let me go back. This is the editing screen. You can actually add annotations. So let's say you're working with a web designer and there's something about a site you really like. Maybe you really love, you know, this section right here. You could circle it and you could add a little note. I love this. Ta-da! And things like that. So play with this. Obviously, like, you can change the color of this font and stuff. And then again, click done, and that keeps your annotation there. So this is, again, just a really great tool for you to have in your vault of tools. Thank you so much for watching, guys. In the comments below this video, I would love if you could share any of your favorite free or low-cost design tools that you use so the rest of us can benefit and get obsessed with them. Have a great day.